Good morning. Federal prosecutors have opened a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell over the central bank's renovation of its Washington, D.C. headquarters. Now, the report says the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Columbia is investigating if Powell lied to Congress about the scope of the renovations. And Powell has confirmed the report that initially was in the New York Times. Prosecutors have contacted Powell's staff to seek documents, but it was not clear whether a grand jury was convened or subpoenas had been issued. President Trump has repeatedly complained about the cost of renovation. Well, stocks finished at record highs again Friday. The monthly jobs report was on the weak side, and that increases the chance of a Fed rate cut this year. Well, Boeing is on track to report its highest number of airplane deliveries in a year since 2018. Now the aerospace giant is planning to ramp up production. Boeing was forced to scale back in recent years following two fatal crashes of the 737 MAX and a mid-air blowout of a door plug from one of its planes in the first week of 2024. Well, low-cost airline Allegiant will buy Sun Country Airlines for $1.5 billion. If the Trump administration approves the merger, the combined airline would operate under the Allegiant brand. It will have around 195 aircraft in its fleet and expects to serve about 175 cities across more than 650 routes. Well, Bank of America down more than 2%, Capital One getting hit by 10%. Both Republicans and Democrats have complained about sky-high credit card interest rates. They're average right now around 21%. So President Trump says he is calling for a one-year cap on credit card interest rates at 10% starting January 20th. Mortgage rates are at three-year lows. They fell just below 6% on Friday. And now the Trump administration may be looking to buy $200 billion worth of mortgage bonds. The rate on a 30-year mortgage dropped to 5.99%. matching the low from February of 2023, according to Mortgage News Daily. And Wall Street faces a packed schedule this week, featuring a flurry of economic reports and the kickoff of the fourth quarter earnings season. Investors will watch some key inflation data for December, and also will have some retail sales for November and October new home sales that were delayed due to the government shutdown. Walmart and Google say the company's now working together to make it easier for shoppers to discover and buy items through Google's AI assistant, Gemini. The retail giant struck a similar deal with rival AI platform OpenAI's ChatGPT in October. Walmart is trying to adapt to how shoppers are increasingly using AI chatbots to look for inspiration or save time. Artificial intelligence could be something of a game changer for recruiters as firms continue to be inundated with job applications. That's according to one LinkedIn executive. Janine Chamberlain, LinkedIn's UK country manager, told CNBC AI will be a critical part of how hiring is done this year as it speeds up the process. Last year was the year of experimentation and companies and professionals taking their first steps. But this year, she says, will be more of a widespread adoption of AI tools in hiring. Shopping online is about to get a lot more personal. A new AI system powered by Tradence acts like having your own personal shopper, understanding what you're looking for and suggesting products that actually fit your needs. Wellness brand Thorne is already using it with an AI advisor that helps customers cut through information overload. The technology launches this week at NRF, a major retail conference in New York. President Trump is scheduled to be briefed tomorrow on options to respond to the protests in Iran. Trump has threatened action against the regime if Iran would harm protesters. Tensions in Iran are fueling concerns in the oil market, according to ANZ research analysts. Now, the situation in Iran puts at least 1.9 million barrels per day of oil exports at risk of disruption. More than 38,000 cases of frozen tater tots sold in 26 states are being recalled over concerns they may contain plastic fragments. McCain Foods USA, based in Idaho, has issued a voluntary recall. The FDA said the recalled products may be contaminated with clear, hard plastic fragments, posing a safety risk to consumers. Well, cannabis companies are gearing up to lobby the Trump administration and press its case that the president's executive order declaring marijuana a drug useful for medical purposes is being thwarted by Wall Street. According to the New York Post, people at big banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citigroup, have said the Trump executive order reclassifying pot from its previous heroin-like Schedule I level to so-called Schedule 3 drug like Tylenol stopped short of giving them the authority to bank the marijuana industry. Dry January getting replaced by something a lot more modern. Half of Americans say taking GLP-1 medications is the next big wellness trend. This survey was commissioned by Smoothie King and Talker Research, and the study found the meteoric rise in GLP-1 use is part of the nation's larger push for healthy living. And in fact, the poll of 2,000 U.S. adults found nearly a quarter currently use GLP-1s or have used them within the past 5 years. And when asked if they would rather ditch their weight loss medicines or social media, over half say they'd rather go without social media than the medications. Anthropic launched Claude for Healthcare to expand AI use in regulated medical industries. Claude for Healthcare offers HIPAA-ready tools for providers, insurers, and consumers. New integrations connect Claude to key medical databases and personal health record platforms. OpenAI launched something similar last week. And as Americans kick off the new year with renewed focus on health, one nutrient is dominating wellness goals, and that's protein. That's according to a survey of 5,000 Americans, which looked at people's health goals for the year. It was conducted by Talker Research on behalf of Undeniably Dairy, and Americans consume the most protein at dinner, with breakfast a close second. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's to your health.